question. Is your shirt a reference to the fight of Leon against Kamaru? It's written bully, because you let him bully him? I don't know.
It wasn't, but now it is,
Okay.
right? Yeah, my nickname's Bully B. I do see myself as a bully. I bully all these guys in the cage, so we're going to keep doing it.
And more seriously, have you something in mind for Saturday nights? Like a clear way to win? Like something precise?
Yeah, I'm going to knock them out. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to show that I'm the best boxer in the welterweight division. I'm the best fighter in the welterweight division, and I'm going to show my dominance again.
You think your boxing is underrated today?
100%. I think everything about me is underrated. People go in there and they assume stuff, but when they get into the cage with me, then they realize what it is. They realize what these hands do. They realize what this pressure does, and it breaks everybody.
Thank you very much, Belal.
Well, over here, other side, right here. You know, I'm just curious, how's camp been for this one? Because this is your first, fight week as reigning champion. Charles Radke, he was in here, and you were peaking at the same time with him. Juliana's got her fight. Yair had his fight last month, and he's just saying, seeing all these high-level fighters like in the gym at the same time is just kind of extra motivation for him to keep up. So I guess, was it like for you to just be, reigning champion here for your first fight week as reigning champion?
I mean, I didn't look at it as like I'm the reigning champion. I looked at it as, bro, your next fight is your toughest fight. It's your hardest fight. But like you said, our team, we're like a small family. So when one of us win, we all win. And we're riding high right now. We had a huge win with Ignacio Balmundez, then Yair, and then being in the camp with my brother Charlie. We're all pushing each other. We all want to see each other grow, want to see each other get better. And that's what I love about our team. Like, there's no egos, there's nothing there. Like, we all want to see each other succeed. They're all here with me now. That energy is just different. It feels good. And my mentality is, I got to work harder than the last fight. This version I am today is better than the version I was yesterday. The version I'm going to be tomorrow is going to be better than the version I am today. It's just about keep growing and keep getting better.
You said you're viewing this as, your next fight's always your toughest test. Do you see Jack as the toughest all-around test for you? Because you're in this unique position where you've fought in a lot of the guys already to get to the title, and now you're fighting Jack, who you didn't have history with. So I guess, is he the toughest test, or is it just that's how you have to view it?
No, you have to look at it like that, Ray. I never look past anybody. I never, underestimate anybody. So your next fight is always your toughest fight. I'm fighting the best boxer in the UFC. I'm fighting the best wrestler. I'm fighting the best grappler. So I got to train like I'm fighting all those guys. I got to train like I'm fighting RoboCop. That's my mentality every single fight. And then after the fight, it'll be like, all right, well, that was easy. So it's okay. Well, we'll see who's next.
You said, I'm not going to shoot for a takedown. I want to show off my Canelo boxing. Jack did an interview, and he said, well, I think I can get him on the feet and the ground. I'm just the better MMA fighter all around. So this fight seems unique compared to your last one, where it was kind of back and forth, bad blood, and the two of you just kind of seem to be trash talking over skill set rather than like personal issues. So I guess how do you view just Jack's skill set as a whole compared to past guys?
Yeah, obviously he's a good striker. He's got a long streak going. I think he got heart. He doesn't give up. He showed his last fight with a broken arm. He still pushed through. But the difference is he's never fought anybody like me. He's never seen somebody like me. There's levels to like pressure. There's levels to experience. And I've been in there, like you said, with everybody. I had to take the long road to get here. He got a shortcut. He got a shortcut to the top. And it's nothing against him, right? You take whatever comes your way, but I think that's going to hurt him because when he's in there and, stuff doesn't start going his way and he's looking for his coaches to tell him something, his coaches, or trying to look to the past and think of what he did to adjust, there's not going to be no adjustments. Whatever he adjusts, I'm going to adjust better, and I'm going to break him.
I know you've been asked this 1,000 times, so I'm not going to ask again, but is it strange that a lot of fans are viewing this fight as kind of the linchpin to two weight classes, like welterweight and lightweight? After Saturday, they can start booking a lot of fights. Is it like every interview it seems to do, that seems to be one of the prevailing questions, like, oh, what about Islam? What about Ilya? What about Shavkat? What about middleweight? So is it get annoying after a while so close to a fight?
Yeah, 100%, right? But for me, it doesn't matter. Like I told all these guys, book your fights right now because I'm not leaving Saturday without the belt.
And what do you make of Usman's, he's saying, like, if you guys are backstage together, you might need extra security after the issues you guys have had.
Who?
Kamaru Usman.
the former champion on a 3-fight losing streak, I would have to be afraid of that guy with no knees and no cartilage and a big head. Nah, man, I think I'll be fine.
And what have you made of Ian? We saw you and Ian's son have a little, fun thing where he interviewed you. And what do you make of Ian's, weighing in as the backup in a possible next opponent?
I mean, I think he's doing all the right stuff, right? He took that short notice fight against a guy with a lot of hype, and he won convincingly. I think for him to step up as a backup 2 weeks later, he's talking the loudest right now, especially in a division where if Shavkat's hurt, there's not a clear number 1 contender, and the loudest guy in the room is going to get the call. So I think he's doing the right stuff. I mean, I think you better hope that Jack shows up, because if he does have to step in at short notice, it's going to be a bad night.
Belal, we've recently seen pictures of Hunter Campbell over in Dagestan talking to Islam, Habib in Dubai and stuff. And it seems like the vibe is they're waiting to see if you win or lose, right, if he moves up or doesn't. Is there a chance that they've made a decision to move up and challenge you without speaking to you internally? I know you guys are friends and stuff.
No, I don't think they would do that. I talk to Habib all the time. He even messaged me the other day. So, like I said, them guys are so big about loyalty, and I'm the same way.
What's the issue with you and Craig Jones going on at the moment? It seems to be a bit of back and forth online.
He's talking, right? He's a character. It's always fun again. I love guys when there's a little bit of trash talk, right? When there's a little bit of build-up. Jack's not a really big talker, so let's put Craig in the press conference.
I'm sure he would love to do that, brother. And then lastly, I just saw a video online. Colby Covington hid your food at the PI. I don't know if you're aware of that or if you even care, but curious what you think about Colby still throwing shots at you at this point.
He hit my food. I'm not even in Vegas. That's how much of a moron he is. I don't know what he's doing. These guys are like YouTubers now. Kamaru's a podcaster. Kobe's a YouTuber. They need to do a podcast together, the Biggest Losers.
And last one, speaking of that podcast, do you think there's a reason they haven't put it out yet? Or do you think they may be holding it in case he gets a title shot? Or is there a reason why? Did he come off worse is basically what I'm asking.
No, I mean, if you're a grown man and you start crying on a podcast, and it's your podcast, and you start tearing up, why would you want to put it out there? Unless there's like a really good editor that's going to try to clear it up. But I don't think they got that much money.
Belal?
Right here. Ball right over here. Other side.
Yeah. So what does a win mean here for you and your legacy, especially with GSP, who will be in the audience, especially in arguably his hometown?
It would be huge, right? Another guy with a double-digit winning streak, and to win in Montreal in front of GSP, right? To go to the welterweight division. He's on everybody's Mount Rushmore. A guy that I looked up to, I always watched when I was younger, that you always try to be like and mimic. And just the way he did it, right? He didn't use trash talk. He didn't use any like antics to get to the top. He just used hard work, and he won every single fight, dominant. And that's what I'm trying to chase, right? That's always my next goal. You have to have a goal when you're a fighter, right? My first goal was the gold. Now my next goal is the gold. So I'm chasing him, and to be chasing him and starting here in Montreal and in front of him is going to be great.
One final one for me. How has Montreal been the past couple of days?
It's been amazing, man. Every single person in here, every interaction we've had with people has been great. You can just tell it's going to be great energy at the fights. The weather's been great. So excited for it, man. I just need to get some Montreal food.
Ball right here. On one of the embedded episodes, Jack said he's going to beat you, and then it's retirement time, buddy, I think was his quote. For him to kind of, it's one thing to want to win the fight, all that, but for him to, I guess, have flashes of saying he wants to end your career, does that add anything extra for you?
No, I just think he's not really good at trash talk, so he's like trying to get like phrases and stuff from like Craig Jones or something like that. But I'm not even close to being at the end. And if he thinks it's going to be that, it's going to be a long night for him. I think I'm going to go in there, I'm going to break him. And for him to just keep adding these little words, these little phrases, right? He's I'm going to save the division. I'm going to save this. I'm going to do that. I just can't wait for him to eat his words and eat these fists.
And when he says, or I know you had said before the last fight, and I think it was a little bit taken out of context, the idea of maybe if you didn't beat Leon, that would have been the end for you. Do you think that's maybe in people's heads still somewhere, thinking like, once Belal loses, he's going to move on?
No, it's not. We're not going to lose. We're going to continue winning. And like I said, I'm here to build the biggest and best legacy the world has ever seen. And I started young. I started late, right? I started at 23 years old. My body feels good. This is the strongest I ever felt, the best I ever felt. We still got 10 more years in us. So when Jack gets to, 38, then maybe I'll give another rematch.
And I know it had taken you a while to get to the spot, and I'm sure you probably wish this was your second or third title defense before the injury happened. So, like, when you get through this fight the way you want to, are you wanting to make a quick turnaround and maybe defend the belt again 1 or 2 times this year?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I love to stay active. I love to push it. And like I said, we're a small team. So right after this fight, we're back in the camp. Nacho's fighting Fiziev. So I got to get back to work. So I got to make quick, light work of Jack and come out uninjured and then start throwing kicks at Nacho.
What have you heard about where Shavkat is at right now? Because, you know, we haven't heard too much about his health. He's not, I don't think, going to be here this week. Do you feel like he's going to be healthy enough to fight on your timeline after this? Or are you maybe going to look at Brady or Buckley if he wins or one of those guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't heard anything. I haven't been looking for anything. I just been, like, fully concentrated. My target's on Jack. After I beat Jack, finish Jack, then I can start looking at these next guys. But my mindset, we're locked in right now.
Belal, right here. Right here, brother.
One here, yeah. International agents. I know you mentioned them yesterday. Refer the international agents. Usually, a rock star when they get on stage, they get to introduce their crew. Could you tell us, because they've been with you forever, what these gentlemen do for you and who they are?
Oh, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you know, obviously head coach. That's the man at the helm, Mike Valley. I think the best coach in the world that doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He got 2 world champions, and we're just a small gym in Chicago. We're the only gym in the world with 2 world champions. That's my brother right there, Louis Taylor. Been with me since the beginning, since high school. I wouldn't be a fighter if I never met him, didn't get with him, and we've been on this journey together from the start. So that's to win the belt with him and to see him win his belt at PFL and come here and watch me win my belt should be a Netflix series. And obviously my brother Nacho, my main man, my main sparring partner, my main training partner, my brother. I'll do anything for him. And literally I get better and I get hungrier every single day, every time I train with him.
Yeah, Belal, just one. Where do you rate your ability to kind of talk trash and get under people's skin, right? Because initially, you know, we saw Leon Edwards kind of playing it off. He said, oh, you know, it's just Belal, isn't it? And then we saw what happened. And then recently in his last fight, you got Sean Brady in the post-fight giving you a shout-out, being like, you know, what up, Belal? We got Leon out of there. Like, thanks for getting under his skin and not even being here type thing. So where do you rate your ability right now?
I'm the best, man. None of these guys can compete with me in the trash talk. That's what I want. I need a worthy adversary, somebody that's going to try to build it up and talk. But it's just all fun to me, right? Like you said, now they're all trying to be friendly with me because they're like, man, you know, I don't want to talk trash to him because he's going to embarrass us. So let's just keep it friendly until we get to fight night.
Belal right here. You talked about taking the long road to get here. You've also in the past talked about, you know, the journey is not complete until you're considered the best welterweight to ever do that. So what does that look like to you? Is it chasing GSP's records? Is it quality of competition? Like, how do you measure what's going to make you the best welterweight?
I think quality of competition, right? When you look at the guys I have in my resume, they're some of the best to ever do it. So now these young up-and-comers that have these long streaks, so I end some of these streaks. I take some of their O's. And I think it's just inevitably going to happen, where they're going to talk about it, right? Where GSP is like 10 in a row or title defenses in a row. We're chasing that. We could reach that, but I think I'll be good enough with my resume where you'll be like, he's right next to him. He's competing with him. Like, they were always talking about Kamaru and him. There's not going to be no talk after I'm done. It's just going to be me and GSP. That's it. There's going to be nobody else in the conversation.
And just one more. I mean, there are fighters who will say that you're not the champion until you defend the title. So do you have that mindset, or do you not pay attention to that?
No, I'm the champion. I won it. I earned it. But for me, we're not defending the belt. We're fighting for the belt again. That's always my mindset. I'm not coming in here, you know, as the guy that's being hunted. I'm the hunter. I want Jack's record. I want Jack's streak. I want Jack's soul.
Thank you. Belal, right here, over here. In your career, obviously, as has been said many times today, you've taken the long road to get to the top of the mountain. Is there any particular moment that you can pinpoint in your rise up to become champion where, you know, something changed and you got yourself to an elite level status?
Yeah, I think after beating Wonder Boy, he was one of the guys that, you know, you always watch. He fought for the title twice, and I was so nervous to fight him. And I've seen a couple of camps with, like, Anthony Pettis and Woodley in there, and it was like, they're like, man, he's nothing like these guys. He's nothing like this. So going in there and dominating him like that, like, showed me that I belong with the elite. and I'm good enough to be the champion.
Obviously, Ian Gary is the stand-in opponent if anything happens. You've kind of somewhat poured cold water over him being the next challenger. Normally, when we do see someone coming in as a backup fighter, they do get the next shot. How do you feel about that whole situation?
No, I didn't pour cold water over. I said he's the one talking the loudest, right? I think when you're looking at the guys in the division, he had a big win over Pratis. Brady had a big win over for Leon. Shavkat has a win over Ian. And then you got Kamaru and Buckley about to fight right now. So there's a lot of movement that's going to be happening. And like you said, Ian's waiting up as a backup. He stepped up on short notice. So, I mean, if the UFC calls, we're answering no matter what, who it is.
Thank you.
Well, just one more. I know you made the Canelo hands quote a couple months ago before he had just fought this last weekend, and obviously there was a very low output from him. Are you still promising the Canelo hands, or do you want to amend the quote a little bit now?
Well, it wasn't his fault. It was his opponent's fault. He was just moving. He was trying to survive, right? And it's hard to do like that. Jack's not going to do that. I think Jack's going to step in front. And when he stands there in front, he's going to get hurt.
Just curious, who do you have in the Usman and Buckley fight?
Usman and Buckley? I got Buckley. I think Buckley's riding high right now. He has a long streak. Usman's been out for 2 years. And when you're out for 2 years, it's hard to come back.